Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paperboy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
We're going to have an uplifting video today because I think we need that. We are in the middle of summer slowdown, and I think we all need to feel good about ourselves. And I was thinking about this the other day. When did we really start selling online? I think 1998, I think you did.
Yeah.
And I started selling on my own 2002. I was selling stuff through you in 1998.
Yeah.
So we've been on there for almost 30 years now. And then before that, of course, you were selling at the shows. I was going to the shows. I go back to the days in Cleveland when I was 12 years old, setting up with my father at comic book shows. So that's 1981.
Yeah.
And I know you were helping your dad out in the 80s as well. So we're going back 40 plus years. I want you to take 1 second, Mr. Magazine, and think back in your head to all the different people that you've seen deal throughout the years.
Yeah.
And some of them have passed on, unfortunately. Some of them have moved out of state. But think of the number of them that tried it and don't do it anymore, or really have downsized.
Yeah.
Probably quite a few of them. And
a lot have actually over the years turned into from collectors into resellers because they bought so many collections or bought so much for their collection. They're like, oh, well, let me start selling, and then it turns out when they get older, it turns into a hobby for them reselling at these local shows.
Right. Yep. But think of how many people go by the wayside throughout the years. They think that, I'm going to make a lot of money, or take the local hobby people, that sort of thing. Oh, those dealers get the better price and all the, at least in the old days, get the better price in the box. They get the better buys. They can buy everything from people coming up at the show. I'm going to become a dealer.
Yeah, they get their early birds. They get their dealer to dealer trades going on the day before. Sure.
So they say, oh, this is really the way to go. And they start doing that. And after about 3 to 4 shows, they realize this isn't much fun. Yeah, it's great going there the day before and doing some trades.
Yeah.
But at 2 o'clock on a Saturday of a 2-day show, which will also be up there Sunday, and there are only tumbleweeds going through the show, and the air conditioner is broke.
Yeah.
You've been there, I've been there.
Oh, yeah.
That gets old real fast.
Sure.
Same thing with listing online. You sit there and you get this collection, and you say, oh, stuff's all going to go really well, and you put stuff up for $25 a piece when you think it should be worth about $40.
Yeah.
And you got people offering you 10 and downplaying your stuff and saying, this is terrible, and it's not worth anything close to that, and it's got this problem. And a lot of people at that point just throw up their hands and go, this just isn't worth it.
Right.
And I'm certain, I know I've bought inventory off of people before, and I'm sure you have as well, that attempted to be a dealer.
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't work out quite so well.
Exactly.
But pat yourself in the back if you're watching this. You are probably still dealing. You are probably still making a go of it. And you have your tough days, as we all do. But you know something? You've persevered. And there's definitely something to be said for that. And we could sit here and we could probably talk from now till the cows come home about different dealers that we just don't see anymore, different dealers that just aren't around anymore, people that thought it was easy money and it turned out not to be.
A small handful of the same dealers from back when we were doing it. That's about it.
Yeah, and same over here. Occasionally you'll see some dealer, their kid takes it over, whatever, because they were older, and it passes down through the family. You do see that occasionally. But overall, even online, and I was thinking about this because there are a couple of dealers that we follow as far as see what they sell. And they've got 25, 30, 40,000 positive feedbacks.
Yeah.
And they've been at it a long time. And they're going to be at it a long time. And there's some of the, I'm going to call them the OGs, which I would call us as well. I mean, I realize there were people on eBay before us and everything like that, true OGs. But again, if we were selling back in the late 90s and still doing it, there aren't a lot of people that are still doing it after all that time.
Right.
And, we started with 0 positives. And we started with 0 items listed, and we've built up to where we are now. And you're wherever you are on your journey as well. But persevere, stick with it. We're proof that you definitely can stick through. All it really takes is, showing up every day and pushing through. And you're going to have adversity, and there are going to be slow times, and there's going to be problems. And, I mean, Mr. Magazine was definitely dealt a curveball when the adult items went off of eBay. I've been dealt a number of curveballs throughout my time as well. Different price changes, different this, different that. It happens.
Yeah.
But as long as you just keep fighting along, keep your eye on the prize. Sure, sometimes you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. It just happens.
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy. It's a lot of work, especially like to be successful. Think about, I don't know what you're selling per day, but to sell 30, 40, 50 items or 100 or 200 items a day, every day for 20 something years, to me, it's hard to do, to be that successful and consistent where you have enough product that you're recycling and selling, like I said, 100, 200 items daily for years and years,
But even if you're selling 5 items a day or 2 items a day, to do it year after year after year, because a lot of people out there, they started doing it back in the 90s when it was the Wild West over on eBay, and there was gold in them there hills, and there was easy money to be made.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, when things got a little slow in the early 2000s, they quit. Or they got into it, geez, I lost my job 2007, 2008. Let me get into it. This is tough.
Yeah.
And they went and got another job. Or they were doing it for a while, and then they got another job, and they stopped doing it. Or they got into it during the pandemic, and where you could sell a lot of things. I mean, I know I had record sales. You had record sales during the pandemic.
Sure.
Well, a lot of people are finding out right now that is not the way things usually are.
Reality.
Yeah, it's not reality whatsoever. But you're still sticking with it, and that's really what it comes down to. The viewer out there, give yourself a pat on the back. You're sticking to it. You're getting through it, and that's really all that you can ask. Get up every day, do the best you can at it, and again, good days, bad days, just keep plugging along, and some point you'll be sitting there going, I can't believe I've been doing this for 25 years. And you'll have 40,000 positives or whatever the number is, and you'll say, wow. And you'll look around at the other people that have it and say, yeah, I actually am impressed when I see people who've got 25,000 positives, 30,000 positives, because I know the amount of work that goes into that.
Sure. Yeah,
when you get down to it.
Yeah.
So pat yourself on the back if you're watching this. You're sticking to it, and that's really the secret to success. And we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.